Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
The owners of Britain's 5 biggest airports are warning of a catastrophic slump in British air travel if the government does not get Brexit right. Sky News has obtained a confidential report in which the firms urge ministers to agree an early deal on aviation to avoid catastrophe. It says that the airport operators fear a drop in passenger demand between the UK and the EU countries by about 41%. Translate that to numbers, it would be a reduction of 16.2 million journeys by passengers. The report also warns of a 1 in 5 reduction in aircraft operating, meaning 297,000 fewer flights. Let's get more on this from our city editor, Mark Kleinman. Mark, good afternoon to you. How much is the industry worth to the UK and the EU, and what's the situation in terms of our rights right now? What might we lose? What are they worried about?
Well, the overall aviation sector contributes more than £50 billion annually to the British economy, making it one of the biggest sectors in the UK, Tom. So it's obviously a very important industry. It's worth pointing out, of course, that there is no suggestion that this report is forecasting that would all fall away. But what it is saying is that the links between the UK and EU countries at the moment are very valuable, and that in the worst case scenario, 41% fall in passenger demand for flights between the UK and EU would obviously be very significant. Now, in terms of the structure of the current agreement, the Open Skies deal that governs the EU single aviation market, if there is no transitional deal or permanent deal agreed by the time the UK leaves the EU in 2019, well, it's possible, unlikely, but it is possible that flights will be grounded between the UK and EU countries. We've had people like Michael O'Leary, the chief executive of Ryanair, warning that he may be forced to cancel customers' summer holidays in 2019 if no deal can be agreed. Now, it's not clear at this stage how much progress is being made by the government with its EU counterparts, but what is clear is that the terms of Britain's EU divorce have to be agreed before formal talks can begin about future trading arrangements. And what we've had in recent months, as I say, with warnings from the likes of Mr. O'Leary, is the big airlines have been talking about the possible risks of a no-deal Brexit. But this is the first time that Britain's biggest airports, the likes of Gatwick and Heathrow, have come together. Now, in response to the emergence of this report, which was sent to the government a few weeks ago, as I understand it, a spokesman for the Department for Transport has told me that aviation is absolutely crucial to the UK's economy, and we're committed to getting the right deal for Britain. But what's clear from this report, Tom, is that the warnings are becoming more urgent from the industry and time is gradually slipping away.
OK, Mark, thank you very much indeed. We have had some government reaction to this. They have said that aviation is absolutely crucial to the UK's economy. We're committed to getting the right deal for Britain, as Mark mentioned there.